A long, long time ago, in a place so far away it doesn't even have a name, God created heavenly hosts. He appointed some of these to be managers, associates, and law enforcement. He made them part of his divine council. Their job description was to assist and watch over all creation. And things were good. Sometime after that, God made an important announcement. He would create children in his own image. There were plenty of those in his divine council who were delighted by the news, but because of pride and arrogance, there were some in his council who were not happy at all. God's new children would have authority over all the heavenly hosts, because they were part of God's royal family. This sparked a great war in heaven. This was a civil war between the divine workforce and God. The rebellious council members lost their jobs and were expelled from heaven. After that, they all hated God and his new creation. They devised a plan for revenge. And what better way than to destroy God's new family? And that's exactly what they set out to do. They seduced mankind with the promise that their eyes would be opened, and that they could be like God. And mankind took the bait. Once God's children rebelled against God, the fallen managers quickly hired them to become part of their workforce. As compensation for their allegiance, the fallen managers would teach mankind how to get things done, without the help of their God. What mankind failed to realize was that these fallen beings did not have mankind's best interest at heart. In fact, just the opposite. A few years later, another group of associates who were tasked with watching over mankind were enticed to leave their heavenly realm and join in the rebellion against God. They came down to earth and were immediately hired by the fallen team. Their first job would be to take human women and have offspring. Because the fallen management team realized that God had a plan to send a savior to earth through mankind's bloodline, that bloodline needed to be corrupted along with the thoughts of every person on the planet. If all offspring were of evil origin, then a savior could never arrive. At the very least, his arrival could be delayed. If not for one family of human beings rejecting the advances of the fallen, they might have succeeded. Noah's bloodline had not been corrupted, so mankind had a chance. God sent a great flood to deal with the genetic abomination and evil that had taken over mankind. The mighty godlike offspring of those watchers would be destroyed. But the unclean evil spirits of those offspring would be banished to utter darkness and to exist side by side with the human race that helped create them. Right after the flood there was another attempt to corrupt the DNA and bloodline that might usher in a savior. So besides the fallen management team working against mankind to corrupt, deceive and manipulate, God's children also had to deal with the demon spirits whose bodies perished in the flood. They would work against mankind from within. But God's promise to deliver a savior to his children never wavered. Through Noah's bloodline a savior would come, and all of mankind would be offered one last chance to choose God, or reject him for the last time. I just wonder how it's all going to work out. Don't you?